Hello, and this is the cousin back again with not a beer tasting video, but a summary of the other beer tasting videos.
I get a kick out of brew.
So as you can see here, I've got all the beers lined up. There's 5 of them in total. I was actually going to go for 6, kind of like I did on my channel on the channel with
J.Ashley Spencer.
But for this one, I settled with 5. I mean, I could have done another one today, but the storage on my phone's not that good. So every time I upload a video, I then delete it off my phone and then record the next one. And I've still got to upload this one and then obviously make this video too. So making a 6th one would mean drinking it now, and I'm not really into drinking this early in the day. As you can tell from the lighting, most of the videos are recorded at nighttime. So to summarize, I did a review on all 5 of these beers, rating them on the design, the taste, and just the overall rating. So I started with the Madrí, which was a really good way to start. It got a 5 out of 5 rating. It's a English lager that looks Spanish, and then I worked all the way down to none other than the El Thumper. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to talk about the ratings I gave them, compare them to each other, and it's just basically an overview of what I thought as a whole. So going back to, we'll start with Madrí, as that was number 1, and I've got it's actually the the Nando's I was eating yesterday. It's actually ripped off the takeaway bag, and I wrote down all the ratings on there, but don't worry, I'm going to put them in the video. So I'm just going to keep it here, just so many numbers. The first one, Madrí, that got a 5 on design, it got a 5 on taste, and it got 5 overall. Now maybe I was being too optimistic because it was the first episode and I was like, yeah, let's do this. But I can't really argue with my rating because it's the best tasting beer by far out of all these ones. The design of it is, you remember this, you can tell what it is just by looking at the design of it. And it does look like how I feel a beer should look. You know, we went over, it's got this guy with the flat cap and the beard. It's got this nice red and gold color scheme. And I like the way they've wrote Madrí on the bottle there. So yeah, I think this is and the color coordination. So yeah, I'm gonna say that got a fair rating. Then we got the Trooper. Now this one was a interesting one because it's like an Iron Maiden themed beer. The design was a straight 5. I knew as soon as I picked it up it was going to be a 5. Like, I love the artwork on Iron Maiden things. The taste was 4.5. It was pretty good tasting as well. And I think overall it did get a 4.5. I think the taste just scraped to 4.5 from what I remember, but it didn't qualify as being 5. So I've given this one a 4 out of 5 on the ratings for this one. Again, I'll still stand by that. Then we have Thirsty Ferret, which we did why do I keep saying I did on the channel with
J.Ashley Spencer.
But this one, I don't want to say I was let down, but when we made that video before, and I said in the video of this one, we thought we'd maybe give this a higher rating if we gave it a second chance, but we didn't. So I gave this one a 4 on design. The design is eccentric, and as a beer, I don't think it looks like a beer. But I like this guy. Love this guy. So that's why I got a 4, not a 3. The taste, it was a 4. So overall, it did get a 4. 4. Then we got into the Spitfire. Now, funny enough, when I uploaded this yesterday, although, yeah, yesterday, because you're watching this on Saturday, even though today's Friday for me. But when I uploaded this, just before I uploaded it, or the night before, my cousin, he also reviewed this beer, which I found quite weird actually, and he mentioned this beer in that video. So Spitfire, that got a 4 on design. It's you know what, in the video I remember calling this gold, it's silver. It's got a nice color scheme though, the silver, blue and red, and it does look like a nice beer. I gave it a 4 just because I don't think it's good enough to be a 5. But overall, it is a good looking bottle. The taste, I gave it a 3. Now, when my cousin did his video, he was like, "Wow, this is amazing," and I was more like, "It's kind of average." From what I remember, it was just average. Maybe I'll give it another go. But overall, I gave it a 3.5 because it got a 4 and a 3, so I thought 3.5 somewhere in the middle. And then we got onto the Old Thumper. This one kind of had nostalgic, not nostalgic value, but I said in the video, me and my friend, we saw this and just started like making a joke out of it. So the design, I gave it a 3, which I think is generous because really and truly it's a 2. But just because of it made me and my friend laugh, I gave it a 3. So technically it's a 2. The taste, I was actually surprised by. It tasted how I expected it to, and it had a bit of an aftertaste. But after I recorded the video, I was chilling out, I drank it, and it was all right. So I gave that a 3, and I'll stand by that. Like, it's pretty average for a beer. And overall, it got a 3. So I'm now going to put up the overall ratings for all of these beers, and you're going to see a pattern. So first we got Madrí with 5, Trooper 4.5, Thirsty Ferret 4, Spitfire 3.5, Old Thumper 3. I did not do that on purpose, but it gone from a 5 to a 3 with 0.5 in between. So it's safe to say that the experience kind of went downhill. And I think I'd stand by that. Maybe the Trooper I overrated taste. I can't remember. What did it say it tasted like? Citrusy. But its design is what gave it the higher rating. So yeah, it was a good start, an average end. And another way to look at this is to combine the scores to see if the outcome's any different. So I'm going to now do some quick mathematics and get back to you. So doing a bit of mathematics and adding up all the scores to add in the design, the total, the overall, the outcome is exactly the same. We've got Madrí got 15, 5 times 3. The Trooper got 14. The Thirsty Ferret got 12, again 4 times 4. The Spitfire got 10.5, and the Old Thumper got 3, so 9 in total. So the winner is obviously Madrí. That is the winning beer of this first season. Do I intend to do more? I hope so, because it was quite enjoyable, besides the fact that you do end up getting slightly tipsy and drinking by yourself alone at night time, which is pretty sad. Me and my cousin were laughing about that. He's gone through it, and now it's okay when there's 2 of you, but when it's on your own, it's kind of like, well, that's sad. Usually I do 2 beers in one go, so I did this one first, then these 2, then these 2. Maybe next time I'll do 6 in total, so I'll do 2, 2, 2. But for now, this is how it is. So the winner of this season is Madrí, and it pretty much winner to the loser with the Old Thumper here. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this series. I've definitely enjoyed tasting these beers and making it. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. So Please like, subscribe, share, or whatever the fuck you want. And most importantly, have a fucking beer.